Hey, my name is Kaby, this is Kaby War Legends, and today we're gonna watch the unusual game, and this will be a little bit of an unusual video. You'll find out why later on, but anyways, it is me playing the Dark faction, and I got Zvei playing the Light faction. This is quite a good player, who also records his own games for his YouTube channel. Not sure if you guys will be able to enjoy this since he only does them in Russian, but anyways, you are free to go and check it out, check him out. Mostly Zvei was the dark player for the past week or two, but this time around he decided to play light. And what I know about him is that he has a formidable micro-control, so it is quite a task to challenge him in micro. So, speaking of what I will be prioritizing in the game, I can say that I won't challenge him in that. I'll try to focus on the army composition and just do the right stuff. Anyways, in the beginning I am starting off with the standard opening and proceeding to the Gold Rush scroll straight into my tier 2, and the idea and the essential early game strategy here is that I'm gonna take up to the workshop, get a few aeronauts, and then see what I'm about to do next. Generally, I was about to play the Goblin tech this time, so what I wanted to do is to use the old strategy we used to have in the beginning of the War Legends building meta, if you wanna say, you wanna call it so. So I was about to play mass goons with alchemist and aeronauts. The idea of this composition is that by aeronauts you force your enemy to go archers, and the goons are quite good against them because they have a low resistance to the slashing damage, and also alchemist with his active abilities quite good against that, because at the same time he deals the damage to the enemy and heals your guys. That only works if you have melee units and he has range, or vice versa. This time I'm gonna have melee, and I'm gonna force him into having range. But what Zvei is doing here is he trying to kill a bit of my workers. I, on my side, was trying to hide the walker in the mana tower, but since the worker was killed anyways, I decided that I won't build that mana tower. And I thought probably he didn't see my first aeronaut, because I hid the workshop in the corner of the map and the corner of my base, and since he focused hard on harassing my worker line, probably he didn't pay all that much of attention to my buildings, so apparently he still doesn't have a good idea what I'm doing. And I will be able to catch him off guard probably, because I saw that he chose the human tech, and since the human tech doesn't have any anti-air apart from the static tower, I'm fine with playing my thing. Here I also see his knight coming over my place, but I splitted my two air units to help controlling the chests. So I wanna get the first buff or the first chest. We'll see if I'll be able to. On the top side I lost the goon. I mean, not that he killed him, but I think I sent over there the goon, but then probably I used the choose all units button, so the goon came back, and on the top chest I only have one aeronaut so far, and as far as his air unit, he's not able to get a chest, so I'm sending the goon there now, but it will obviously be late. But I'm already getting the lower chest, and zvei keeps harassing me with the knight. My stupid goon is going straight through the elemental, so he's getting a bit of a damage, but this stone elemental isn't that hard as the as the fire one, so I'm fine. And I wanted to build the mana tower, but then I decided to cancel it because, as I said previously, I was about to take up to alchemist, and that guy is of 650 wood worth. So it's really expensive, and if I build a mana tower that costs quite a bit too, it is 200 gold and 150 wood, I would delay my alchemist even further. And actually I already need to be getting it, and now I notice that I can't, because it costs 9 food. I thought automatically that it costs 8 food like Chief Grok, but Alchemist costs 1 food more, and I don't have enough, and that means that on the middle chest I won't be able to get an alchemist, which is quite unluckily, and what I am gonna do to fix that out: first I'm taking up to tier 3 to get the 3rd farm. I also spend the wood I had to build a napalm tower in the middle of the map, where will the middle big chest pop up in a minute, in 40 seconds already. And to buy myself time to get on the tower, I'm forcing a little bit further to my opponent's base. So I'm starting the engagement. He has quite a lot, but I also have 4 aeronauts, and he doesn't have much anti-air, so I'm starting the fight. But we see that the archers being healed by the 3 healers go down rather slowly, but since my tower's up already, and my opponent mostly has the knights, which aren't all too good against the building, it seems that I'm gonna get the 3rd chest, and that means that by now I received all 3 chests on the map. So my strategy, or rather my opening, obviously paid off quite well. It went good for me. I looted all the resources on the map. I'm taken up to the hero at last, and I already got the orc totem, so later I'm gonna get the 2nd hero, and that is my plan for the game. But I'm not about to upgrade the barracks as of right now, because I wanna add the mana towers to be able to use the more expensive casts, more expensive scrolls, and I still need a chief who costs 500 wood. So I am gonna spend the wood on the mana towers, and I don't have any more wood to spend, so I keep building the goons because they only cost gold. And I'm not sure if I really had to pull off with my army, but the reason for me to do so was to heal the guys, because they were mostly damaged, and in the aura of my goblin lab I have a healing, and that is the only healing apart from the alchemist ability, but I only now got the alchemist, so he didn't have an ability yet. And I only could heal with a scroll, but I didn't have enough mana because it is 100 mana. So yeah, I just withdrew to heal the units, and that's why I lost the middle tower, but it's not important because the middle chest will not pop up anytime soon. So I withdraw back I pull back to my mana chest to wait until my alchemist will get an ability. I was already about to throw it at my enemy, but then I noticed that he was anticipating that and he was pulling his archers back, so I cancelled my ability. That was quite fast. I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but anyways, I commentated afterwards, so now you know. And I thought that he would be going to the lower chest, and I was just like cheesing and sending one unit over there, and my rest of the army went to the top chest, but instead my enemy decided to go on my position, and I was waiting to get more mana to use some fancy scroll, like probably a meteorite, but instead my enemy killed my first mana tower. So right now I only have 100 mana, and there are still a few good scrolls I could use in such a situation, but I also lost the farm, so I can't build the new units now. And I decided to use the recovery scroll. That is a little bit strange decision, probably. I was choosing between the recovery and the defense scroll, but since I mostly have the tier 1 units and don't have a lot of mana, and as you probably know, don't have a lot of armor, the defense scroll make your armor twice as much, so if you don't have much, it doesn't do much. So I decided to use that radiant scroll, and it still works on my units, so I think that's quite fine. But what is not fine is that I lost a lot of walkers, obviously, and I also lost the farm, and I don't have wood to replenish the things quickly, so I can't build the mana towers and the new farms at the same time, because I almost ran out of wood. But anyways, I have to add more workers, obviously, to replenish. I see that I can't summon any heroes, because I also lost all of my race bases. All of I had left is the 2 wrecks and my main building. So, well, at least I can hire the workers, and I use the hiring acceleration scroll to get them on faster. And I decided to proceed the attack and see if I can capture the enemy's mana tower. My idea was that he probably went off to his base to heal the units, because he received quite a bit of damage when retreating, but all of a sudden he had the tower. But this is the magic tower, and I had a lot of aeronauts, so I decided to engage. I come on his army, and this time around I use the active ability of my alchemist, but it isn't really healing the goons, because goons was a little bit outside of that zone, so I had to pull back. I'm trying to save the alchemist and the aeronauts. A few of my goons choosing a weird path to retreat, but anyways, they were able to come back. And I'm even using the lumber scroll to get the wood faster. His knights were a little bit too fast, so he will lose them if he won't pay attention. And he lost one, the second retreats. And in 1 minute there will be all 3 chests on the map at the same time. I'm starting getting wood, but I also thought that probably I traded quite well, and especially since I'm building goons and they're being built fast, I got a lot of army already, even though I just now lost almost everything. I also got an alchemist ability, which I can use again, and at the same time I see that he's got quite a bit of towers. So my idea here was to destroy the tier 2 hero altar. It isn't very important now because I didn't kill the hero, but still that is quite an expensive building. Tier 1 is 300 and an upgrade is 400. And as you can see right now on the screen, it takes a good minute to be constructed. So it is almost 2 minutes and 1.4k worth, so why not? I killed that building, destroyed that building, and I am getting my army at the top chest as the safe way. And I also send one goon over the mid chest because I see my enemy's army pursuing me, and probably I could be able to snatch that middle chest, but now I see that Zvei had the exactly same idea, and he sent his new units, his reinforcements to the middle chest, so he got the middle chest, and he probably also got the lower chest, and that means that I don't have the leading in the chest anymore. And now I also don't have a lot of army comparing to what my enemy has, but all of a sudden I noticed that he doesn't have a lot of anti-air, so I thought that I was probably able to fight that, and I engaged into these healers mostly. My alchemist went down at the same time, and I had no chance to save him because the enemy's army was between the alchemist and my own base. I just traded as good as I could. I'm getting the orc totem because I was going to get a second hero, but now I also don't have the first hero. And Zvei is doing an interesting thing. He is focusing down my mana tower again, so I can't use the magic blast because I'm suddenly down to 50 mana. When you lose the mana tower, all of the mana you had collected, you instantly lose. That is the interesting mechanic. Yeah, I have a little lag because I got a phone call that didn't take long. Yes, I'll be back in the game soon. So here I am. Yeah, my ping jumped up to 600. Anyway, I pull all of my army back. That is the mobile gaming, so these things happen sometimes. You should be ready, right? So just pull your army back and see when you can proceed the game. What I'm doing now is I'm getting my Chief Grok. It is almost ready. Again, the cast kills my mana tower, but I was able to get the higher acceleration on the second barracks, so I'm getting more wolf riders now. I see that he's getting more archers, but the interesting thing that Zvei already got his halberdiers, so they have significant damage to my wolf riders, and probably I shouldn't have all that much of the wolf riders, but anyways, with my aeronauts, which I still built, I was able to take down the halberdier really fast, and he has one more, but I'm also focusing him, and with my wolf rider I'm trying to focus down and take down the healer. My chief is doing another round, or whatever we call it in the English translation, I'm not even sure. Anyway, that big splashing strike, a round strike probably. It is happening when the chief is surrounded by at least 3 enemies. He does that round strike, dealing damage to everyone and also increasing his regeneration. So I killed off my enemy's army, so I decided to see if I can probably do something on his base. Most likely I can't lose this army. I wouldn't lose this army because Chief is has a lot of HP and aeronauts can just fly away. So I'm starting to attack him, I'm taking down the healer really quick, and then I also see that he has a princess. I'm engaging to the princess, but then I see that my enemy is starting getting his bikers to finally find a counter to my aeronauts. And then I unfortunately wasn't able to end this game because I had to go, so I surrendered. But now, using a little bit of the dev magic, I'm gonna take a look if I was actually able to win that game. So let's quickly take a look. I lost the lower chest, but I'm winning the top one. And I have the tier 4 main building, but I don't have the 4th farm. I'm getting the new units, I'm not forgetting to replenish my army, but I really need that 4th farm. Still, currently I have the 89 supply and my enemy only has the 78, but he has quite a lot in the bank and he has awesome production. Tier 2 factory and tier 2 rocks and the second tier 2 rocks. He doesn't have the tier 2 hero altar, so can't get the better hero than the princess. So probably I could capitalize on having more supply right now and get the middle chest and get something done with the 2 heroes. Who knows? I wonder what you guys think, who would win the game if it would just continue normally. And let me know in the comments, and make sure to sub to my channel so that you don't miss the further videos. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching and bye bye.